Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, life just isn't listening? Like you're speaking, but the universe isn't hearing you? What if I told you, the universe does listen, but only to certain words? Words that carry power, words that carry belief, words that carry faith. Yes, the universe listens, but not to complaints. Not to fears. Not to I can't or it's impossible. Think about it. How often do we say, I'm unlucky, or I never get what I want? And yet, we wonder why our lives stay stuck. Florence Scovel Shinn said, the subconscious mind acts upon words spoken and thought. Every word you speak, every word you whisper to yourself, is like sending a message to the universe. And here's the kicker, the universe delivers exactly what you ask for. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine planting seeds in your garden. You water some seeds and speak encouragement to them. You ignore others, saying, this will never grow. Which ones do you think flourish? Words are the seeds. Your thoughts are the water. And your faith is the sunlight. So, what are the words the universe actually listens to? They are simple, but incredibly powerful. Words like, I am worthy. I am prosperous. I am loved. Not someday. Not if things get better. Now. Picture this. Sarah, a single mother, drowning in bills, says every day, I can't pay this. I'm always struggling. Months go by. Nothing changes. Then one day, she shifts. She says, I am financially free. Abundance flows to me. Within weeks, opportunities start opening, unexpected work, small gifts, assistance from friends. The universe responded to her words, because they carried belief. Do you see the pattern? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's alignment. The words you speak tune the frequency of your life. Like a radio dial. Say the wrong words, static. Say the right words, clear signal. But here's the most important part, your words must be backed by emotion. Belief. Feeling. When you say, I am successful, feel it in your bones. Feel it in your heart. The universe responds not just to words, but to your conviction. Now, let me ask you, if you could speak 3 words every day and have the universe respond, would you choose fear or faith? Every day, we have a choice. Every conversation, every thought, every self-talk is a seed. What are you planting today? Here's your challenge, start today. Speak only words that lift you. Words that create. Words that call in the life you desire. Words like, I am safe. I am abundant. I am free. Speak them aloud. Whisper them to yourself. Write them down. Feel them. Believe them. And watch, the universe will listen. And it will answer. Always. Remember, the universe doesn't argue. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't debate. It simply delivers. And it delivers exactly what you ask for. So, ask wisely. Speak wisely. And watch your world transform. Following are the key points that you will listen in this video. The universe responds to words, not complaints or fears. Words are seeds, your thoughts and emotions water them. Speak in the present tense, not someday or if only. Align your words with belief and emotion for maximum impact. Daily self-talk shapes your reality, choose empowering words. The universe delivers exactly what you ask for, so ask wisely. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract everything they want effortlessly, while others struggle no matter how hard they try? It's not just luck. It's not coincidence. It's the words they speak. The universe responds to words, but not just any words. It listens only to words that carry power, that carry belief, that carry certainty. Imagine your words as little boats sent out into a vast ocean. Some are fragile, drifting aimlessly, sinking under the waves of doubt and fear. Others are strong, sturdy, and perfectly balanced. They sail straight to the shore of manifestation, carrying with them the exact life you've envisioned. Every time you speak, every time you whisper to yourself, you are launching one of these boats. And the universe is watching, waiting, ready to respond. Think about the last time you complained about something. Maybe it was a traffic jam, a bill you couldn't pay, or a dream that seemed out of reach. You muttered under your breath, Why does this always happen to me? Or I'm so unlucky. Did anything change? Did the universe suddenly rearrange itself in your favor? Most likely not. Those words carry a heavy weight of negativity. They're like sending a message to the universe that says, I expect more struggle, more pain, more obstacles. And that is exactly what arrives. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, whatever you speak with faith will come to pass. It's not just a clever phrase. It's a law. Words are not just sounds, they are energy, and energy always responds to intent. I want you to picture this in a very real, relatable way. Imagine two gardeners. Both have identical gardens. Both plant the same seeds, water them the same amount, and give them sunlight. But one gardener constantly mutters, these seeds will never grow. The soil is too poor. Nothing will come of this. The other gardener says, these seeds are thriving. They will blossom beautifully. I can't wait to see the flowers. By the end of the season, the difference is astonishing. The first garden struggles, the plants are weak, and many never bloom. The second garden flourishes, bursting with vibrant life. The seeds were the same. The water was the same. The difference was in the words spoken. The energy, the expectation, the vibration behind those words shaped the reality of the garden. This is how words work in your life too. Now imagine a young man named David. David had been searching for a job for months. Every morning, he would wake up and say, I'll never get hired. I'm not good enough. Nothing ever works out for me. He carried this mantra with him into every interview, every conversation, every interaction. Predictably, doors stayed closed. Employers sensed his lack of confidence, his defeatist energy, and they never extended an offer. One day, David's friend, a mentor, gave him a challenge. Stop telling the universe it can't happen. Start telling it will. Every day, look in the mirror and say, I am capable. I am worthy. I am destined for opportunity. Say it like you mean it. David laughed at first. It felt strange, even arrogant. But he tried it. Day by day, he shifted his words. And with those words came a subtle change in his demeanor. He walked taller. He smiled more. He spoke with confidence. Within weeks, he received multiple job offers. The universe had listened not to his complaints, not to his fear, but to the words he finally allowed himself to speak with conviction. The universe responds not only to words spoken aloud but also to the words we whisper to ourselves in our minds. How often do we catch ourselves thinking, I'm not enough, I can't do this, life is unfair? These are messages sent to the universe every day, sometimes hundreds of times a day. Each one is a tiny signal, quietly saying, give me more of this struggle. You may not notice it at first. You may think, I'm just venting, just thinking. But energy doesn't work that way. Your subconscious does not distinguish between negative imagination and reality. It simply responds. It says, if this is what you expect, then I will make it real. On the other hand, when you choose words like, I am ready, I am deserving, I am creating a life of abundance, the universe responds in kind. Doors open, people show up, opportunities arise, sometimes in ways so unexpected that it feels like magic. Let's consider another story, this one about Maria, a single mother trying to make ends meet. Every day, she would say, I can't pay these bills. I'm always struggling. Why me? Her energy was weighed down by those words, and every day she felt the pinch of life more acutely. One evening, exhausted, she came across a book by Florence Scovel Shinn. She read the line, the subconscious mind acts upon words spoken and thought. She realized that every time she spoke in fear, she was programming her life for more fear. She decided to experiment. The next morning, instead of her usual complaints, she said aloud, I am financially free. I am supported. Abundance flows to me. She said it with her entire heart, even if she didn't feel it fully yet. Within days, she received a call from an old friend offering a freelance project, then an unexpected bonus at work, and even a neighbor's small gesture of support. The universe responded to her words because they were words of faith, not fear. It's important to understand that the universe is impartial. It does not argue. It does not debate. It simply delivers exactly what is requested. Words of fear, lack, and doubt bring more of the same. Words of hope, power, and certainty bring abundance and opportunity. Your words are not idle, they are active. They are instructions to the universe, to the energy around you, to your own subconscious. And they always respond. This is why it is said, speak what you seek until you see it. The act of speaking, of declaring, is itself a powerful magnet for the life you desire. Imagine walking through your day like a conductor of an orchestra. Every word is a note, every thought is a rhythm, and the universe is your audience. If you play a melody of fear and lack, the response is discordant. If you play a melody of confidence, gratitude, and love, the world around you vibrates in harmony. Your words are the baton that directs the symphony of your life, and the universe follows faithfully, note for note. Even in the smallest moments, the principle holds true. Saying I am tired to yourself all day keeps your energy low. Saying I am energized or I am ready lifts your mood, sharpens your focus, and begins a chain reaction of positive experiences. Words are never neutral. They carry the weight of intention, expectation, and belief. They are the invisible hands that shape your reality, whether you realize it or not. So, when you consider your life, your struggles, your dreams, look closely at the words you use. Are they words that invite opportunity, abundance, and joy? Or are they words that reinforce struggle, scarcity, and limitation? The answer is not found in luck or timing, it is found in the words you choose to speak, the words you choose to plant in your life every single day. Have you ever planted a seed in a garden and watched it struggle to grow? Sometimes no matter how much sunlight or water you give it, it remains small, weak, and hesitant to bloom. And sometimes, a seed you barely notice suddenly sprouts, reaching toward the sky with strength you didn't expect. Life works in much the same way. Your words are the seeds, and your thoughts and emotions are the water and sunlight that either nourish them or stunt their growth. Every time you speak, every time you think, you are planting. You may not realize it, but your mind is a garden, and your life is the harvest. Let me tell you a story about a man named Alex. Alex wanted success desperately. He wanted a career that fulfilled him, a life that inspired him, but he kept repeating the same phrases in his mind: I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. Others are better than me. Each of these thoughts was like a tiny drop of cold water on a seed of possibility, slowing its growth, stunting its strength. He planted seeds of ambition every morning, but he watered them with doubt, fear, and hesitation. The result? Nothing grew. Months turned into years, and he wondered why life was so cruel. Then Alex attended a workshop that changed everything. The instructor asked him to close his eyes and imagine a tiny seed in the palm of his hand. This seed, the instructor said, is your dream. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, either nourishes it or kills it. Alex was skeptical, but he tried. That evening, he noticed his inner dialogue. Each time a fearful thought arose, he paused and replaced it with one of affirmation: I am capable. I am deserving. I am ready for success. He imagined each thought as a drop of warm water falling gently on the seed of his dream. And when he felt joy, excitement, or gratitude, he pictured sunlight pouring down, giving life and energy to the seed. Weeks later, Alex began noticing subtle shifts. An opportunity appeared he hadn't even been looking for. A mentor offered guidance seemingly out of nowhere. Doors opened that had once been firmly shut. The difference wasn't luck, it was the combination of his words and the emotions behind them. He learned that it wasn't enough to just speak positively, he had to feel it, to truly water the seeds he planted with emotion and attention. Think about a seed again. If you plant it in dry soil and walk away, it might sprout eventually, but it will struggle. If you pour water over it inconsistently, it may grow twisted, fragile, or diseased. But if you care for it daily, with steady water, sunlight, and attention, it thrives, reaching its full potential. Words alone are not enough. Thoughts alone are not enough. Emotions are the sunlight that helps the seeds grow into a full, vibrant reality. When you say, I am abundant, but feel fear and scarcity, the words fall flat. They land in soil that cannot nourish them. When you speak those same words with joy, excitement, and certainty, the seeds grow strong, producing fruits that you can see, touch, and live in every day. I want you to imagine Maria again, a woman who dreamed of starting her own business. Every day she told herself, "I will fail. I don't have what it takes." Her thoughts were dry soil. Her fear was drought. She planted seeds of entrepreneurship every morning but neglected to water them with belief, passion, and determination. Her dreams barely took root. One day, she read a quote by Florence Scovel Shinn: "Your subconscious mind works night and day to bring to pass whatever is impressed upon it." She realized she had been impressing doubt and fear, not courage and confidence. She decided to experiment. She spoke her goals aloud, feeling them as if they were already true. "My business is thriving. I am confident and capable. Success flows to me." She imagined herself opening the doors to her shop, greeting happy customers, feeling the joy of creating something meaningful. Within a few months, opportunities started to appear. A friend introduced her to a supplier. A mentor offered guidance she hadn't known she needed. And every small success fueled more emotion, more belief, more nourishment for her seeds. What had been a fragile dream became a living, breathing reality. This is how words, thoughts, and emotions work together. They are not separate forces, they are a system. Words are the seed, thoughts are the water, emotions are the sunlight. Together, they produce growth, success, and fulfillment. Now, consider your own life. Think about a goal or dream you have. What seeds have you planted? What words have you spoken to the universe today? And more importantly, how have you watered them? Are your thoughts filled with hesitation, doubt, or fear? Or do they flow with confidence, clarity, and possibility? Emotions are the invisible force that brings words and thoughts to life. They amplify, strengthen, and accelerate growth. When you are excited about your future, when you feel gratitude for what is coming, you are watering your seeds with sunlight that no storm can destroy. Imagine a child learning to ride a bike. If the parent says, "You'll fall, you're not ready," and the child feels fear, the seed of confidence is smothered. But if the parent says, "You can do this. I believe in you," and the child feels that excitement, pride, and courage, the child pedals forward with determination. The words are the seed. The belief, the attention, the emotional energy behind them are the water and sunlight. Life works the same way. Every time you feed your dreams with supportive, empowering words and positive emotions, you move closer to the life you want. Even small moments count. A single word of encouragement, a single thought of confidence, a single feeling of gratitude can water a seed more than hours of planning or effort. The universe does not measure the quantity of words, but the quality, the energy behind them. And emotion is the most powerful amplifier of energy. It can take a tiny thought and transform it into a tidal wave of manifestation. The key is awareness. Most people plant seeds without noticing. They speak words of fear and limitation without thinking. They water seeds of abundance with worry and hesitation, and then wonder why nothing grows. But when you become aware of your words, your thoughts, and your emotions, you step into the role of gardener of your own life. You begin to nurture what you truly desire, daily, with intention, care, and love. You learn that no seed is too small, no dream too big, when it is watered with the right energy. And so, the next time you speak, pause for a moment. Consider the seed you are planting. Consider the water you are providing through your thoughts. Consider the sunlight of your emotion. Each word, each thought, each feeling is shaping your reality. Every single day is an opportunity to grow something beautiful. And when you water your seeds with belief, passion, and joy, the universe responds. Growth becomes inevitable. Have you ever noticed how much of our language is filled with someday and if only? Someday I'll be successful. If only I had more money. Someday, things will get better. These words are like invisible walls between you and the life you want. They put your dreams on hold, as if they belong to a distant future that may never arrive. When you speak this way, you are telling the universe that your desires are optional, postponed, or uncertain. And the universe responds in kind. It reflects back what you declare. If you speak in the conditional, the uncertain, the maybe later. Life mirrors that hesitation. Let me tell you a story about Liam. Liam was an artist, brilliant in his craft but paralyzed by doubt. Every morning, he would say, "Someday someone will notice my work. If only I could sell my paintings." He waited for permission, for validation, for some imaginary signal from the world. And nothing came. Doors stayed closed. Galleries passed him over. Weeks turned into months, and he felt invisible. One day, a mentor challenged him, "Stop speaking in the future. Stop waiting for the universe to grant you permission. Speak as though it's already happening. Speak as though you are already the artist you long to be." At first, Liam laughed. It felt audacious. Impossible. But he tried. He began waking up each morning and saying aloud, "I am a successful artist. People are discovering and loving my work. I am recognized and celebrated for my creativity." At first, the words felt strange, almost dishonest. But he persisted. And slowly, a remarkable transformation occurred. His confidence grew. His actions aligned with his words. He reached out to galleries, shared his work with courage, and suddenly the universe began to answer. A local gallery invited him to display his paintings. Orders came in. People began recognizing him not someday, not if only, but now. The shift happened because he had moved from conditional language to present tense declaration. The universe doesn't recognize someday. It doesn't act on if only. It only responds to what is stated as real, true, and present. When you say, "I am wealthy," even if your bank account says otherwise, you are planting a seed in the now. You are telling the universe, "This is my reality, and I am ready to receive it." When you say, "Someday I'll be wealthy," your words are soft, unsure, hesitant. The universe hears hesitation, and it mirrors that uncertainty back to you. Imagine a man named Raj. Raj dreamed of being a motivational speaker. Every day, he said, "If only I had the courage to speak. Someday I'll have the confidence." He attended conferences, networked, and worked hard, but something always held him back. Then he realized the problem wasn't preparation or skills, it was his language. His words had trapped him in a future that never arrived. He decided to change. Instead of someday, he began saying, "I am a confident speaker. I inspire audiences. My words create transformation." He said it with his whole heart, and he practiced living it. Within months, he was invited to speak at events. People resonated with him. He was no longer waiting for a someday that might never come. He had moved into the present, and the universe responded. Even in small moments, speaking in the present tense changes your reality. Consider this: "I am healthy" versus "I will be healthy someday." One of these statements activates energy in the now. It shapes your actions, your mindset, your habits immediately. The other statement is postponed, delayed, dependent on conditions that may never exist. The words you speak are the instructions to the universe, and the universe does not negotiate timelines. It only hears what you declare as real. Let's bring this closer to home. Think about a relationship you desire. You might say, "If only I could meet the right person someday." That phrase keeps the future distant and your heart waiting. But if you say, "I am attracting love. I am worthy of a deep, meaningful relationship," your words become present tense declarations. Suddenly, your actions shift. You smile more, you notice opportunities, you radiate confidence. You align with the reality you are speaking, and the universe begins to respond, showing you signs, people, and circumstances that match your words. The science behind this is simple yet profound. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. When you speak in the present tense, your subconscious accepts it as truth. It begins to adjust your thoughts, your beliefs, and your behaviors to match your declarations. Speak in the conditional, the future, the if only, and your subconscious hesitates. It cannot act because it does not recognize the reality. It waits, unsure. Life mirrors your inner certainty. Consider a woman named Elena. Elena wanted financial freedom. Every night, she whispered to herself, "I will be wealthy someday. I hope I can manage my bills." Her subconscious heard uncertainty. Her bank account remained constrained. Then one evening, she read a quote, "Speak what you seek until you see it." Something clicked. She decided to try. She said aloud, "I am financially free. Abundance flows to me. I am capable and deserving of wealth." She spoke it as truth, not wishful thinking. Within weeks, her mindset shifted. She noticed new income opportunities, made confident decisions, and gradually, her finances transformed. The universe had been waiting for her to declare it as real. Speaking in the present tense is also about owning your power. It is about claiming your life before it arrives, about refusing to wait for external circumstances to grant you permission. When you say, "I am healthy, I am abundant, I am successful," you are stepping into the life you are meant to live. You are planting seeds with certainty. You are declaring that the universe can respond now, not in some distant, uncertain future. Even for those small dreams, the ones that feel insignificant, the same principle applies. Want to feel more confident at work? Want to attract friendship or opportunity? Speak it as if it is already happening. I am confident. I am appreciated. I am attracting people and situations that support my growth. The universe responds to certainty, not hesitation. And the energy you generate by declaring your life in the present tense accelerates results beyond what planning or wishing alone can achieve. And here's the beauty: speaking in the present tense doesn't ignore reality. It doesn't pretend problems don't exist. It simply sets your intention with certainty, as though the solution is already in motion. It allows the universe to work with you instead of against your doubt. Every word you speak in the now is a signal to reality that you are ready to receive, to act, to grow. It turns dreams into experiences, possibilities into tangible results, and hope into action. So, pause for a moment and think about the language you use. How often do you delay your life with someday and if only? And how would your world change if you began declaring it in the present tense? I am successful. I am loved. I am abundant. Words spoken now carry weight, and they have power. The universe listens. And it acts. Have you ever said something aloud, hoping it would change your life, only to feel nothing shift? Maybe you whispered, "I am worthy," or "I am successful," and yet, deep inside, doubt gnawed at you. Nothing moved. No opportunities appeared. No doors opened. Why? Because words alone are not enough. The universe does not respond to words that lack belief and emotion. Words without feeling are like dry seeds scattered on barren soil, they will not take root. To truly manifest the life you desire, your words must vibrate with belief, must resonate with emotion, must carry the full force of your heart and conviction. Think about the difference between someone reciting affirmations like a script and someone speaking from the soul. The first might sound convincing to an outsider, but inside, their mind is riddled with hesitation. I don't really believe this. It's not possible for me. The second speaks with certainty. They feel the truth of their words in every fiber of their being. That is the person the universe listens to. Belief and emotion transform simple words into powerful signals, instructions that the universe cannot ignore. Let me tell you about Naomi. Naomi wanted to attract love into her life. She had tried everything: dating apps, social events, blind setups, but nothing seemed to work. She began repeating the words, "I am worthy of love. I am loved," but she felt nothing inside. Every word was met with an inner shrug of doubt. The universe heard the words, yes, but it also felt the emptiness behind them. Months went by. One evening, Naomi had an epiphany. She realized that she needed to feel her words, not just say them. She sat quietly, closed her eyes, and pictured herself laughing with a partner, feeling the warmth of connection, the safety of trust, the joy of companionship. She let herself feel it fully, as if it were happening now. Then she said aloud, "I am worthy of love. I am loved," and this time, her voice trembled with the weight of emotion. The universe responded. Opportunities appeared, unexpected encounters unfolded, and slowly, love began to manifest in her life. Her words carried power because they were aligned with belief and emotion. Emotion is the energy that fuels manifestation. Imagine sending a letter. A handwritten note, full of care and feeling, carries power. It touches the heart of the recipient. A blank, cold letter may never even be opened. Your words to the universe work the same way. Belief is the ink. Emotion is the heart in which it is written. Together, they create a message the universe cannot resist. When you speak with half-hearted conviction, you send a weak signal. When you speak with full-bodied belief and emotion, you create a magnetic pull, a resonance that draws your desires into reality. Consider Michael, a man who had long wanted to start his own business. Every morning, he would say, "I am an entrepreneur. My business is thriving," but his heart didn't believe it. Fear lingered beneath his words, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. The universe listened, yes, but it responded with challenges that reflected his inner hesitation. One day, Michael decided to try a new approach. He closed his eyes and imagined the smell of his office, the sound of happy clients, the joy of building something meaningful. He let himself feel pride, excitement, and gratitude, as if his business were already succeeding. Then he spoke aloud, "I am an entrepreneur. My business is thriving. I am grateful for my success." The emotion behind his words transformed the energy. Within weeks, opportunities he hadn't even anticipated appeared, from clients seeking his services to investors willing to support him. Belief and emotion had turned simple words into unstoppable force. This principle applies to every area of life. Wealth, health, relationships, purpose. Without the emotional energy to back your words, they remain hollow. The universe cannot act on emptiness. It responds to resonance, to the vibration of certainty and feeling. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "The subconscious mind works night and day to bring to pass whatever is impressed upon it." The subconscious mind is tuned to emotion. It doesn't respond to mere words. It responds to words infused with belief, with passion, with certainty. When you align what you say with what you truly feel and believe, you engage both your conscious and subconscious mind. You become a co-creator with the universe. Even in everyday moments, the power of alignment is visible. A parent telling a child, "You can do it," while genuinely believing it, will inspire confidence and action. A teacher praising a student, feeling true pride in their achievement, will ignite motivation and growth. Words alone cannot move the needle. The energy behind them must match the declaration. This is why affirmations that feel empty fail, while words spoken with conviction and emotion produce results beyond expectation. Imagine a woman named Sophia, who struggled with self-esteem. She said, "I am confident. I am strong," but inside, she doubted every word. One day, she tried something different. She closed her eyes, remembered moments when she had succeeded, felt the pride of those victories, and spoke her affirmations with that memory fueling her words. "I am confident. I am strong," she said, letting every ounce of belief and emotion pour into the words. Gradually, Sophia noticed a shift. She walked taller, spoke with more certainty, and even others began to notice her new energy. The universe responds not to the repetition of words but to the resonance of your belief and emotion. Belief and emotion are like the wind and fire that propel a boat forward. Words are the vessel, yes, but without the force of wind, without the fire that drives it, the boat drifts aimlessly. Words alone cannot move mountains. Emotion alone cannot manifest reality. But when words, belief, and emotion align, you create unstoppable energy. You become a magnet, attracting opportunities, experiences, and people that match the vibration of your declaration. And here's a secret many people overlook. Alignment is not about forcing belief. It's about feeling the possibility. It's about stepping into the emotional reality of what you desire. Even if your circumstances say otherwise, your feelings, when fully embraced, create the environment for manifestation. Speak as if it's already true. Feel as if it's already happening. Believe as if there is no alternative. That alignment of word, belief, and emotion sends a signal the universe cannot resist. So, whenever you speak, pause and ask yourself, do I believe these words? Do I feel them in my heart? If the answer is no, adjust. Imagine the scenario. Feel it. Let emotion and belief infuse every syllable. This is how ordinary words become extraordinary instruments of creation. This is how the universe hears you loud and clear. Every day, whether you notice it or not, you are having thousands of conversations with yourself. Words spoken quietly in your mind may feel harmless, even invisible, but they are shaping your reality more than anything outside of you. Imagine waking up in the morning and immediately thinking, I can't handle today. I'm not ready for this. Everything will go wrong. That is the first message you send into the universe that day. It sets the tone for everything. Your thoughts become your energy, and your energy becomes your reality. Daily self-talk is not idle chatter, it is the blueprint by which your life is built. Let me tell you about Jonah, a man who had dreams of becoming a writer. Every morning, he would look in the mirror and mutter, I'm not talented enough. Who am I kidding? I'll never get published. He barely noticed how these words eroded his confidence. Months went by, and the pages he wrote remained unfinished, tucked away in drawers. One day, he realized something profound. His daily self-talk was the barrier keeping him from the life he wanted. The words he spoke to himself every morning were shaping his beliefs, his actions, and ultimately, his reality. Jonah decided to experiment. Instead of starting his day with doubt, he began to greet himself in the mirror with affirmations. I am a writer. My words inspire and touch people. My creativity flows effortlessly. At first, the words felt strange and almost awkward. His mind rebelled, whispering, that's not true. You can't fool reality. But he persisted. Day by day, the tone of his internal dialogue shifted. He began to feel confidence creep into his chest, excitement spark in his hands. The energy he projected into his life changed. Soon, he found the courage to submit his work, and the first acceptance letter arrived. The universe had been responding to his daily self-talk all along, it was just waiting for him to speak in a way that aligned with possibility. Your self-talk is a constant conversation with your subconscious mind. Every thought you allow to linger is a seed you plant in the soil of your reality. If you repeatedly tell yourself, I can't, or I'm unlucky, your subconscious accepts these as commands and arranges circumstances to match. Conversely, when you consistently affirm, I am capable, I am worthy, or I am attracting opportunities, your mind begins to align with those declarations. It notices possibilities you might have overlooked, takes action you might have avoided, and gradually reshapes your life in accordance with your words. Think about a child learning a new skill, like riding a bike. If the child says, I can't do this, the message reinforces fear and hesitation. But if the child says, I can do this, I will try, confidence rises, and the probability of success increases dramatically. Adults are no different. Your internal language determines whether you approach life with courage or with self-doubt. Daily self-talk is not just motivational fluff, it is the foundation of action, belief, and manifestation. Let me share the story of Lila, a woman struggling to advance in her career. Every morning, she would tell herself, I'm not ready for this promotion. Others are better than me. I'm too inexperienced. These words built a mental cage around her potential. One day, she decided to consciously change her self-talk. She began repeating, I am capable. I am ready for success. My contributions are valuable and recognized. At first, she felt a disconnect between her words and reality. But slowly, her mindset shifted. She approached meetings with confidence, volunteered for projects she would have avoided before, and her manager noticed the change. Within months, she received the promotion she had been dreaming of. Her daily self-talk had reshaped her behavior, her perception, and ultimately, her reality. The power of self-talk lies in its consistency. One motivational quote or one positive affirmation is not enough to override years of negative internal dialogue. It is the daily, repeated declarations that create a new habit of thought, a new default setting for your mind. Your inner dialogue sets the emotional tone for your entire day. If it is filled with fear, scarcity, and doubt, life mirrors that energy. If it is filled with courage, abundance, and possibility, life begins to shift in response. Even mundane moments are affected. When you wake up and think, I can't handle this day, you approach everything with resistance. When you consciously say, I am capable, I am resilient, I can face whatever comes, You begin to notice opportunities, solutions, and support you may have ignored before. Your mind starts scanning the world for evidence of your declarations, reinforcing belief, action, and results. Daily self-talk is not just an internal habit, it is the unseen engine driving the circumstances of your life. Consider another example, Marco, an athlete who struggled with performance anxiety. Each morning before practice, he muttered, "I'm not good enough. I always mess up under pressure." Over time, these words became a self-fulfilling prophecy. He noticed mistakes more than successes, his confidence eroded, and his performance suffered. A coach noticed the pattern and suggested a daily ritual. Each morning, Marco would speak affirmations while visualizing successful plays. He would say, "I am strong. I am focused. I perform with confidence under pressure." The change was gradual but undeniable. His mindset shifted, his body followed, and his performance improved dramatically. The words he spoke daily were reshaping his reality. The beauty of daily self-talk is that it is completely within your control. You cannot control every external circumstance, but you can control the language you use to describe your life, your goals, and yourself. You can decide, moment by moment, to reinforce fear and limitation or to cultivate courage, possibility, and abundance. The universe responds not only to spoken words but to the energy behind your self-talk. When you consistently choose words of empowerment, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward the reality you desire. Even small changes in daily language create ripple effects. A single phrase, spoken daily with belief and emotion, can gradually reshape habits, perceptions, and relationships. It may start subtly, with improved confidence or clearer thinking, but over time, it transforms entire circumstances. Your inner dialogue becomes the blueprint for the life you build. Every morning is an opportunity to set the tone. Every night is an opportunity to reinforce your beliefs. Daily self-talk is the most accessible, yet most powerful tool you have. The words you choose to speak to yourself in private shape your public reality. Speak wisely. Speak with intention. Speak as if the life you desire is already yours. The universe is listening, and it responds to the signal you broadcast consistently. Have you ever stopped to consider that the universe doesn't argue? It doesn't debate. It doesn't ask you to justify your desires or question whether you truly deserve them. The universe is impartial in the truest sense. It simply responds to the signal you send. Your words, your thoughts, your emotions, they are the instructions you give. And the universe follows them faithfully. Every time. No exceptions. This is why asking wisely is the most important skill you can cultivate. Because if the universe is going to deliver exactly what you ask for, then careless words, fearful thoughts, and wishy-washy desires can become your reality in ways you never intended. Let me share the story of Ethan, a man who wanted a promotion at work. Every day, he muttered to himself, "I hope I don't mess this up. I hope they notice me." The universe heard him loud and clear, but notice what he was actually asking for. He wasn't asking for success, he was asking for survival, for barely getting by. Sure enough, he remained unnoticed, his efforts overlooked, his talents underappreciated. He was shocked when a colleague with fewer skills and more confidence moved ahead. That's when he realized the lesson: the universe delivers exactly what you ask for. It doesn't interpret. It doesn't negotiate. It gives you what you broadcast into the cosmos, and it gives it precisely. Contrast this with Hannah, a woman who dreamed of financial independence. She could have asked timidly, saying, "I hope I can make some extra money," or "I hope something changes soon." But instead, she asked with clarity, certainty, and emotion. She said, "I am financially free. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. I am open to opportunities that bring abundance." She asked wisely, with precise intention, and she asked as if it were already true. Within weeks, her freelance work increased, unexpected clients reached out, and opportunities she hadn't imagined began to appear. The universe responded not to wishful thinking, but to deliberate, powerful, and well-directed requests. The beauty of this principle is that it makes you fully responsible for your life. You cannot blame luck, fate, or circumstance if your words and thoughts are unclear. You cannot complain that life is unfair if your internal dialogue is filled with confusion, fear, or hesitation. The universe doesn't judge. It doesn't weigh your intent against some cosmic moral scale. It simply delivers what you articulate, whether consciously or unconsciously. That is both empowering and humbling. Imagine a child making a wish on a star. The child says, "I want a puppy," but mutters under their breath, "But maybe I don't deserve it." Which part of the wish is the universe going to honor? The hesitation, or the clear request? Life works the same way. Your subconscious hears everything, and your conscious words set the direction. Every uncertainty, every "I hope," every "I wish" dilutes the signal. Every clear, intentional, emotionally charged statement strengthens it. The universe delivers exactly what is impressed upon it, and the responsibility for clarity is entirely yours. Consider the story of Olivia, who had struggled with relationships. She often said, "I just want someone who treats me well, if that's possible." Her words were uncertain. Her heart carried doubt. The universe mirrored that uncertainty back. She met people, but none of the connections were fulfilling. Then she decided to ask wisely. She sat quietly, felt what she truly desired, and spoke with conviction. "I am attracting a loving, supportive, and joyful partner. I am worthy of deep connection. I am ready to receive love fully." She didn't add maybe or if only. She declared it with clarity and feeling. Within months, she met someone whose presence felt like home, someone who reflected the exact energy she had requested. The universe had responded, precisely, to her words. It's important to realize that asking wisely doesn't mean you get everything immediately. The universe may deliver through unexpected channels or timing, but it delivers faithfully. If your words are clear, if your intent is strong, if your emotions match your request, the response is inevitable. The challenge is to ensure that your words truly reflect what you want, not what you fear, not what you think is possible, not what you hope might happen. Clarity is everything. Even in small moments, the principle applies. If you say, "I want a good day," but secretly fear that traffic, stress, or conflict will ruin it, the universe hears both statements. If you say, "I am calm, centered, and open to joy today," with full conviction, the universe begins to align circumstances, people, and opportunities to support that state of being. Words without wisdom can create confusion. Words spoken with clarity, belief, and intention produce miracles. Here's another story, one that illustrates the precision of this principle. Jacob, an entrepreneur, wanted to expand his business. He said, "I hope for growth. I hope I can attract clients." The results were slow, uneven, and frustrating. Then he made a conscious shift. He said, "I am attracting ideal clients who value my services. My business grows effortlessly and abundantly. Opportunities flow to me daily." He didn't say maybe or hopefully. He asked wisely. Within months, new clients came steadily, partnerships formed, and his revenue increased significantly. The universe had delivered exactly what he asked for, not in a vague wish, but in precise alignment with his words, intent, and emotion. As you reflect on your life, ask yourself, are your words precise? Are your requests clear? Are your emotions aligned with your desires? If not, the universe will deliver what you are actually asking for, not what you think you want. Asking wisely is about conscious creation. It's about understanding the power of language, intention, and emotion, and harnessing it with responsibility and clarity. The universe is impartial, but it is incredibly responsive. Your words are not just sounds, they are instructions. Choose them with care. Choose them deliberately. Speak with conviction. Feel with certainty. Align with what you truly desire. And the universe will answer, exactly, every single time. So now I ask you, what words are you speaking today? What seeds are you planting in the garden of your life? Are they words of doubt, hesitation, fear? Or are they words of power, of faith, of unwavering certainty? Because the universe is listening. The universe is always listening. And it will respond exactly, precisely, faithfully to the words you choose. Do not wait for someday. Do not wait for if only. Speak now. Speak with courage. Speak with belief. Speak with emotion. Speak with clarity. Speak with intention. Because every word you speak is a command. Every word you speak is a signal. Every word you speak shapes your reality. And I tell you this with all the urgency in my heart, your life will not wait. Your dreams will not wait. Opportunities will not wait. The universe is ready, but are you ready to ask wisely? Are you ready to speak power into your own life? So speak boldly. Speak confidently. Speak as if your desires are already yours. Feel them. Believe them. Know them. Water your seeds with emotion, with certainty, with unwavering faith. Because when you align your words with your heart, the universe moves mountains. Remember this, the words you speak are not just words. They are the architects of your destiny. They are the compass that guides your life. They are the invisible hand shaping your reality. And they are listening, right now. So ask wisely. Speak boldly. Believe deeply. And never forget, what you say today becomes the life you live tomorrow.